Guys, what I am going to talk about right now really infuriates me that this happens in our country. It's beyond disbelief and beyond shock. When it comes to politicians in our country, people often say that, well, what more do you expect from a politician? They are only interested in getting a vote. They're only interested in getting a vote bank. Their only job, their only interest is a photo opportunity, nothing more and nothing less. How can you expect them to be doing the basic things that is required unless there is a vote involved somewhere? And I know at some point maybe a lot of us have just become extremely cynical about it or just don't even take it seriously anymore. But what has happened, these two instances in Madhya Pradesh have still shocked me. Despite all the cynicism, they have still left me completely shocked that this can happen. How low can our politicians stoop? And why? Do they have absolutely no heart? Absolutely no heart as to what's going on in our country. The first set of visuals actually came in a couple of days ago, where an oxygen tanker was being brought in to Indore, and a neta who was perhaps part of arranging for it in some manner thought it was a great chance for him to get a photo done. That photo opportunity and the whole shosha that had to be done actually delayed the delivery of the oxygen. I don't need to tell you how precious oxygen is right now, how quickly hospitals are running out of oxygen, and how it's really the only thing between dead or alive for COVID patients. The second one, and perhaps worse than this, emerged today, where a BJP neta arranged for these mini trucks, kind of like your shifting wale tempos. He arranged for these mini trucks and got them converted to be used as hearse vans for dead bodies to be carried, which is a great thing that he decided to help people out. But he decided to make a photo opportunity out of it. He flagged it off. He called the media, he posed, he told the trucks, allegedly he told the trucks to drive through slowly. Not only that, one of these hearse vans / trucks actually had a dead body. And all of this didn't matter to the neta. Didn't do anything to his conscience. For him, it was more important that a board be put up on the side of the truck that has his name on it, so that people know that this Mahan Netaji has done this great work of arranging for 6 trucks for dead bodies in times of a pandemic. What's going on? At what point do we draw the line? Let's say good evening to Durgesh Keswani of the BJP, Wing Commander Anumacharya of the Congress Party, Anshu Mor, a stand-up comic, very vocal voice as a citizen, and Anjali Bhardwaj, a social activist who's joining us right now. And I don't know, Anjali, what went through your mind when we saw this visual. You think that the politicians have reached rock bottom and then they find something new to do.
It's absolutely
Let me in fact go across to
shocking.
Anshu first. Anshu, let
It's
me bring that question to you.
absolutely shocking.
We've often spoken about the state of politics and COVID preparedness in our country. But this I'm just not able to wrap my head around.
Tanvi, first of all, I really don't envy your job. I've been watching you ask questions for the last 10-15 days, not getting answers to anything that you are asking on behalf of the citizens. Frankly, as citizens, I can tell you, we've given up on politicians. And it is not to do with one party or the other. We have seen enough nonsense happen in the last 2 weeks to just give up on the idea that these politicians have any interest of any common citizen, except for the fact that when they vote, we are important. Right? It's absolutely clear. It doesn't surprise me that this photo op was done. Honestly, like you can expect anything from any politician right now. What surprises me is that, this politician actually thought that it is a great idea to do it. Like, what is the mindset with which these people are operating? In times like this, even a kid knows what is happening in this country, but he thought taking a photo op with, dead bodies behind him is a great opportunity. I mean, frankly, I think the country has lost hope. We are in the worst phase of politics. This is the worst face of India that is being shown out right now to the world and to ourselves. And it is just up to the citizens now to help each other out of this. I mean, in whatever manner they can. But politics, yeah, it's just at its worst right now.
Point. And I hope this is the worst and we don't find something lower level than this as well. But let me ask Durgesh Keshwani this question. Mr. Keshwani, explain to us, क्या सोचा ये आपके पार्टी मेंबर ने कि ये विजुअल से वो ट्रक में अपना बैनर लगा के डेड बॉडी वाली ट्रक को रोक के फोटो खिंचाने से क्या लोग इंप्रेस हो जाएंगे?
देखिए तन्वी जी, जो हमारी रिचुअल मान्यता है, हमारी जो मान्यता है उसको लेकर अगर हम बात करें तो 16 संस्कारों में से एक संस्कार अंतिम संस्कार होता है, जिसमें मोक्ष की बातें करते हैं हम लोग कि हमें जब मोक्ष तब मिलता है जब अंतिम संस्कार के जो क्रियाक्रम होते हैं वो सही तरह से किए जाएं। आप ही के द्वारा, आप ही के चैनल्स कई बार इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में ये भी तस्वीर जब प्रसारित करते हैं कि कोई आदमी डेड बॉडी को मोटरसाइकिल पर लेकर कहीं जा रहा है और उसको अंतिम समय में ये सब चीजें भी नहीं मिली। मुझे लगता है कि अगर आलोक शर्मा जी ने अगर ये सोचा है कि अंतिम समय में अगर आदमी को कहीं पे कोई ट्रक, कहीं पे कोई एम्बुलेंस, कहीं पे कोई गाड़ी अगर नहीं मिलती है तो मुझे उनके लिए ये चीजें मुहैया करानी है कि अंतिम समय में कोई भाई अपनी बहन के लिए तो नहीं रो रहा है, कोई भाई अपने मामा के लिए तो नहीं कर रहा, कोई भाई अपने चाचा के लिए तो अंतिम वाहन का इंतजार नहीं कर रहा है, उसको समय पे सब चीजें हो जाएं। उसके लिए उनका ये आइडिया था और उसपे मैं निश्चित रूप से इस चीज को सराहना भी चाहिए कि जनता के लिए, जो जनता आप जब भी देखेंगे अभी हमारे जो अंकुश जी जो बोल रहे थे,
धार्मिक रिचुअल्स की अंतिम संस्कार की इतनी पड़ी थी केशवानी जी, अगर उनको इतनी पड़ी थी कि किसी का चाचा या मामा की अगर खो जाए तो या वो उनकी मृत्यु हो जाए तो परिवार पे क्या बीती है, इतनी पड़ी थी, तो क्या उनको ट्रकों के साथ फोटो खिंचवाने की जरूरत थी? जो ट्रक जाके उतने में किसी की मदद कर सकते थे, किसी के शव को लेके जा सकते थे अंतिम संस्कार करने के लिए, उनको रोक के लोगों को बुला के शोशा करना जरूरी था। मैं ये नहीं पूछ रही हूँ कि उन्होंने मदद करने की क्यों सोची और 6 ट्रक क्यों लेके आ गए, मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ आपसे कि उनको ये क्या जरूरत थी कि वहां खड़े होके फोटो खिंचाएं? 2 दिन पहले कोई ऑक्सीजन ट्रक रोक के खड़ा हो गया फोटो खिंचाने के लिए, अब हम ये शव वाहन को रोक के खड़े हो गए फोटो खिंचाने के लिए। ये इतना क्रेडिट के लिए क्यों आप लोग इतना तरसते हैं? काम करने में काम करने में क्यों नहीं बिलीव करते? फल के लिए क्यों देखते रहते हैं?
नहीं, कोई फल के लिए कोई चिंता नहीं कर रहे हैं, न कोई हमें फोटो का क्रेडिट चाहिए, न ही मध्य प्रदेश में कोई इलेक्शन होने जा रहा है। ये निश्चित रूप से जो फोटो खींचा गया है वो मीडिया के द्वारा ही आग्रह किया गया था। क्या आप इसमें प्रोटोकॉल के जो प्रोटोकॉल है कोरोना का, क्या उसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं क्या? तो वो आप देखेंगे वहां पे उनके साथ में जो ड्राइवर है उसको पीपी किट अवेलेबल कराई गई है। उस पीपी किट के साथ उसको उस चीज को बताया गया है कि जो ड्राइवर बैठा रहेगा वो भी सेफ है, वो प्रोटोकॉल जो कोरोना का प्रोटोकॉल है उसको फॉलो करेगा। उसके साथ साथ ये सब चीजें, पीपी किट भी वो लोग मुहैया करा रहे हैं, डीजल भी वो लोग मुहैया करा रहे हैं, उस चीज को उनके घर तक पहुंचा रहे हैं, उन सब चीजों को काम कर रहे हैं। इसका हमें कोई क्रेडिट नहीं चाहिए। हमारी जनता अगर परेशान होगी तो निश्चित रूप से आज देखेंगे मध्य प्रदेश के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री जी, संवेदनशील मुख्यमंत्री जी सभी संगठनों से आह्वान कर रही है कि आप आइए, इस समय आपदा विपदा का समय है। जब आदमी आपदा विपदा का समय होता है तब कोई चीजों को, किसी चीज का क्रेडिट लेने की बात नहीं करता।
अच्छा,
वो ये चाहता है कि अंतिम
मेरे पास समय की कमी है क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री जी देश को एड्रेस करेंगे कुछ ही मिनटों में, तो मैं जल्दी से बाकी पैनलिस्ट के पास भी चले जाऊं। अंजलि भारद्वाज से ये सवाल पूछते हैं। अंजलि भारद्वाज, डू यू बाय दिस एक्सक्यूज that he was genuinely only doing it out of goodwill? तो मीडिया वहां पहुंच गई, जैसे कि अजय शर्मा जी बीजेपी के जो हैं, ये कोई सोनू सूद है जो सब जगह जाके अच्छा काम करते हैं, इसलिए मीडिया उनके पीछे पीछे घूमती रहती है।
Look, Tanvi, there has been a failure at many levels, and which really suggests to me at least that the way people are being looked at are simply voters. It appears that there are,
मैडम, ऑलरेडी क्लियर, मध्य प्रदेश में कहीं कोई चुनाव नहीं हो रहा है। मध्य प्रदेश कहीं चुनाव में नहीं जा रहा है।
बीजेपी की सरकार है, हम
7.5
हम
करोड़
अभी
जनता
बात
की
कर
चिंता
रहे
कर
हैं
रहे हैं मध्य
सरकार
प्रदेश में।
की।
एक
To
मिनट
look at
अब केशवानी जी उनको
what
अपना
is
पॉइंट
happening.
रखने दीजिए।
जी जी
यहाँ पे समय
जी जी
नहीं है एक दूसरे के ऊपर बातचीत करने का,
जी
सब दूसरे एक दूसरे की
ओके ओके
सुनते हैं, वैसे ही डिबेट होती है यहाँ। अंजलि
श्योर
भारद्वाज
श्योर श्योर
प्लीज।
So what I'm saying, Tanvi, is that the government has abdicated all its responsibility. Look at what is happening in the country. There are political rallies that are happening while the pandemic is surging. On the one hand, there are lockdowns being imposed, which are totally devastating people, and on the other hand, without wearing masks, without anything, there are lakhs of people in rallies without worrying about the spread of virus. That itself is so shameful and irresponsible. And then when people are suffering, the public health system, it's very clear that there has been no effort to improve it in the last 1 year. People are still having to roam around and run around for hospital beds, for oxygen. Basic accountability of the governments is not there. And then when people are dying, this is what they are being put through. I think it's really shocking. It is just showing that our politicians are only interested in citizens and votes. They are not really interested in the welfare of people, either before or after their death. So this kind of argument that we are only doing this for people and we are stopping the oxygen vans and we are stopping the shav vahans only to sort of help people, this doesn't cut any ice. What we need to see is responsible action from governments. We need to make sure that at least these kind of large
Yeah.
gatherings, religious people are not allowed. There is public health infrastructure that is built. People who are losing their jobs because of restrictions and lockdowns should be given food security, social security, and people should be able to live a life of dignity. Yes, there is a pandemic, but इसको हम आपदा में
But
अवसर नहीं बना सकते हैं, which
you
is
know
what
what
is
happens,
really happening.
Anjali? Instead, people think that they have arranged for 6 trucks for dead bodies to be carried because successive governments have not even built an infrastructure that provides enough ambulances. In other cities, civic bodies, garbage trucks are being used for this. So when they arrange for 6 trucks, they think they have achieved an amazing amount of work and they've done some miracles for the people, and that they deserve these accolades and these pictures and everybody's praise. That's the mindset over here. That is the problem, because we don't do enough proper work. We think that whatever little bit we are doing must be profiled in such a big manner. Quick comment from Wing Commander Acharya as well on this issue. Why is it, Wing Commander Acharya, that politicians are more interested in photo opportunities than actually getting some work done? People's blessings should be enough in times like these.
I mean, how can some human being uses such moment as a bizarre opportunity to make it into a media spectacle? I am not able to understand. I won't call this immature. I would rather say that they have some kind of human intellect deficiency, because there are so many volunteers who are doing free of cost things. They are just not showing it to people. In Bhopal, the situation is so bad. I come from that belt. I feel so bad about this. Not only this, it could be your compulsion, Tanvi, that you have to say politicians, but when did we see any congressman doing like that? It has been happening because the BJP has started celebrating every occasion as Utsav, Tika Utsav, this Utsav, that Utsav. And because there is an Utsav, they have a habit of getting photographs clicked. This is what happened here, where 10,000 people in Indore were wanting oxygen, and people have delayed that truck. Even that truck driver, poor fellow, he came driving so fast that 700 kilometers, he said, that I took only 3 hours of sleep and I came without any delays to this place, and their photo operation takes around 2 hours. By 1, 2, 3.
Right, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you, but we need to go across to the Prime Minister to